Hello, children. Today I'm here to explain you all a lesson about Arthur and the sword. So here, this lesson is all about a little boy who was born in a royal family of a king. But unfortunately, due to some conspiracies of the people, he had to get kidnapped and he has brought up by some other fellow, and finally he got his own family. So how and what is the story behind this word? So let me explain you all. So before that, let me go line by line of the lesson. Please follow up me. The first lesson it goes like this. After King Uther, pendragon of Britain died, apparently with no son to succeed. A dispute arose in the country about who should be the next king. Every knight in the region wanted to seize the crown for himself. So, as we all know that after a king, the successor will be his son. So here is a king named Uther Pendragon of Britain. After his death, his son has to succeed his throne. A dispute arose. Dispute is it's nothing but a kind of a rivalry, a fight, which has arised. Arised, it is a past tense form of arose in the country, and who should be the next king. Every knight in the region wanted to seize the crown for himself. So, as being a rule, the king's son will be the next presiding king over there. But what has happened? So, did he get the crown over there? So, let's see. I'll be moving on. But King Uther did it, in fact, have a son whose name was Arthur. No one knew for him, for he had been taken away secretly while he was still a baby by a wise old man called Merlin and left in the care of Sir Ector, a noble and faithful knight. Arthur had grown up thinking that Sir Ector was his father and Sir Kay, his son, was his elder brother. So, due to the conspiracy which was built up for the sake of the crown, when he was a little boy, he was being taken up, little baby. A wise man called Merlin, who was a very faithful knight. Knight, you have to spell it as knight, children. Nidknidht. K is silent there, so you have to pronounce it as knight over there. So, what is the meaning of a knight here? It's nothing but a man or a fellow who will be serving a sovereign or as a lord, as mounted soldier in armor. To be very short, he would be a soldier. So a knight is nothing but a soldier, namely Merlin. He has left and taken up the baby and given to Sir Ector, who was another noble and faithful knight. He has given up the baby to Sir Ector, and then Arthur has grown up thinking that his own father was Sir Ector and his elder brother was Kay. So what happens? So he is growing in some other family where he doesn't belong to. So let's see in the further of the lesson what would be the next step will be taken out, and what would be the situation of the kingdom over there. So let's see. So the next para it goes like this. To resolve the dispute that was raging in the country, the archbishop, on the advice of Merlin, invited all the lords and the knights to London. It was the Christmas time, and in the great cathedral, a solemn service was held, and a prayer was made to God to show some sign of who should be the rightful king of Britain. So in the next paragraph, we are going to study, and the further of the story, it says that the dispute was going like it has been increased up, the internal rivalry has been increased up, and now the fellow called the archbishop, on the advice of Merlin, he invited all the lords of the knights, in the sense that all the lords of the military service to the London. It was during a Christmas time, and the cathedral, a kind of a gathering, was held over. That was a solemn service and held through the prayers was made to God to show some sign, and the decisions what they have to take up, it should be rightful, and to choose up a rightful king of Britain. So this was held only for the sake of choosing up the right king and the right ruler for the king here. So and then, so did he find the proper king or what? So let's see. When the service was over, there appeared a strange stone. So all the service and all the things were just getting over. So in the same place where they held up a prayer during a Christmas time, so do remember, they found out a very strange stone. So what was that strange stone? Indifferent stone. If you want the meaning of a strange, indifferent. So in the churchyard, itself, they found a strange stone against the high altar. It was a great white stone. So it was a white stone like a marble. The stone was resembling a marble with a naked sword stuck in the midst of it. So a sword has been stuck up in the strongest marble like a stone, white stone. So they are just trying out to pull up the sword, but it is not possible. The sword had letters of golden written on it. So the sword is a very special sword where it is used as a weapon during the wars and all. For safeguarding ourselves, these things are used by the kings especially, and even by the soldiers too. The sword has a special information which is written onto the gold, which read, "Whosoever pulleth this sword out of this stone and anvil is the rightly born king of an England." So the words which are written onto the sword is that if anybody takes out, pulleth, it's nothing but to pull over the sword out of this marble white stone which is stuck in the middle of the stone, and then free up the sword, they will be the real born king of all England. So this is what the challenge it has been given out by the fellow men. So, and who did it? And did anybody was successful in taking up the sword? So let's see. So the next para says that all the knights, that is nothing but the lords of the kingdom or the king, who gathered there, wondered at the strange sword and its strange writing. And when the archbishop gave them permission, many of the knights tried to pull the sword from the stone, hoping to be a king, but no one could move it even a hair's breadth. So all the knights over there who was participating and was willing to get over the sword and become a king of whole England, but it was not possible for them to just move up their hair's breadth also. It was very difficult and it was very tightened up. So all the knights are just trying out to pull up the sword which has been struck in mid of the marble stone, that is a white stone, and you can call it as the strange stone also. He is not here. Who is not here? He is not here, said the archbishop. So he is not here, in the sense the king of England is not here. Whom we are expecting, that fellow is not here. And he also says that who is chosen to be the king, but God will make him known soon. Who will be the king of England? We just want to get rid of and get end of this dispute. So I don't know when the king will be just coming in front of us, and who will be taking out the sword. And he do believe in a god, that the god will be soon sending the fellow, that is a knight, to become a king. Any man may try his skill at withdrawing the sword at 12th day. So he just announces that any man, it may be a common man or anybody, so they can take out and try for taking out the sword out of the marble there. So on which particular day? On the 12th day. So what is the 12th day? It's nothing but the 6th of Jan, the 12th day after Christmas. It is observed to be as a festival in a honor of coming of the three kings of the baby Jesus. So that is the meaning of that 12th day. So that was a very precious day according to Christianity. But until that day, let all be patient, and until then we shall appoint certain knights of pure fame to guard the stone. So until then, till the 12th day appears, let's be very patient enough, and we shall arrange some of the security for the sword, that nobody should get stolen, that is especially the marble stone. So and the archbishop then arranged that on a New Year's Day there should be a joust and a tournament. So there should be a joust and a tournament. Joust are nothing but a fighting, as in a sport, or horseback using a long spear. So there should be a joust and a tournament, other fine events, so that the knights and the common people should be kept together till the king should be revealed. So everything and every sport has to be kept over, as it has said in the above lines, and the common people should be kept together, in the sense they should be very quiet, and they have to be gathered till the king should be revealed. So they will be very excited to know who their new king is, isn't it? So that's the reason. So he just give out information to the common people that just behold and be very patient unless we reveal the king over there. So then the competition has begun and the tournament has begun there, and to this tournament, Sir Ector and his son Sir who had just been knighted. So they were a very recent and a very lord of the knights over there. So and then they were, and a young Arthur, his adopted son, who was but a boy. When they reached the grounds where the tournament was to be held, Sir found that he had left a sword behind in the castle where they had spent the previous night. He asked young Arthur to fetch it for him. So what has happened here? For this tournament, Sir Ector, that is Merlin, has given up a baby boy to this fellow who to just look after. He is not his own son. Arthur is not a own son of Ector. Ector's own son is Sir here. That is the older brother. These things was not aware of these things by Arthur. And then they came to the tournament, and but he was a little boy now also. And when they reached the grounds where the tournament was held over, Sir found that he has left over his sword in the castle, where they have spent their night, previous night over their castle. It's nothing but a large house. And then he asked, Kay is asking Arthur to just bring over his sword before the competition begins. So what did Arthur do? But when Arthur reached the castle, there was no one to let him in. So there was nobody to let him in inside. But Arthur tried to bring up the sword of Sir then. Then what happens next? Then Arthur remembers the sword he had seen in the churchyard. I will go to the churchyard, he said, and take that sword with me. So he has just remembered, it's not there in the castle, but I still remember very well that I have seen the sword in the churchyard. So let me go to the churchyard and let me hand over the sword to the king, that is his old brother, Sir K. So I stop here. I'll be continuing the next video. So please do revise the lesson. Hope you all understood the first 2 pages of the lesson. So I'll be meeting you up in my next video. So till by then, happy learning.